Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be looking at Gay-Lussac's law in the chemistry curriculum. So we're looking at how temperature affects pressure. Now for this I have set it up so we can do it at home. You can do it with proper equipment. Here I have the Vernier Go Direct gas pressure sensor and the Go Direct temperature probe, but we can also do it with things you can find around the house. Here I have a giant mason jar. I've just put a little bit of cardboard so that when I pop the probes in, they'll be nice and secure. Over here, I have my hot water. Over here, I have my ice bath. So how do we do this? First things first, I'm going to be setting it up with graphical analysis. I will start by going sensor data collection. I will connect the gas pressure sensor, which has come up. I'll turn on the temperature probe, so it comes up on that list as well. And there we go. And done. Next thing, I'm going to change the sample rate because this only goes for 3 minutes, but our prac is going to go for longer. Not sure how long, so I'll just go manual and done. Okay, we've set up graphical analysis in order to measure both pressure and temperature data. We're going to be measuring this all live. Next thing, I need to set up my probes in here. So I'm going to open the lid. Now that they're all connected, going to pop the gas pressure sensor there and the temperature probe in here. I'm going to seal the lid. Now, because these are both Bluetooth, I can keep them inside of there collecting data all at the same time. So if we go back to graphical analysis, we'll see that we have stable temperature, stable pressure. I'm going to hit collect. Now I'm going to put it in the hot water. I'm not necessarily sure how hot this water is, but it has just come to a boil. You can see the steam still rising from it. So I'm going to put the lid aside and I'm going to pop this in. I'm going to hold it down because I don't want it to float away. What we're doing here is we are measuring the temperature inside of this vessel. So that temperature is going to be different from the water on the outside. At the same time, we're going to be measuring the change of pressure. So if we go back to our data, we might even be able to see some of this starting to happen. In the lab, normally I would use a hot water bath to keep it at a nice stable temperature. In this case, we're going to be able to measure the air temperature and pressure as it changes. So it means we can get around this a little bit. Okay, so that's been about 10 minutes. 10 minutes of data that we've collected. And you can see that the air pressure has risen a bit. And you can see the temperature has also risen. So the temperature has risen by about 20 degrees, 22 degrees at this stage. And our air pressure has risen from a little less than 100, so 90 something, over 100, so we're now at 107. You can keep this going for a lot longer, but what I'm going to do now is to move this over to my cool area. The jar is still quite cool to hold. We'll take it out, let it dry, and then pop it over here. Now I did go for a slightly thicker glass in order to make sure that transferring from hot to cold wasn't going to be an issue. Well, again, let it run for a bit longer. You can see already that the air pressure is starting to drop down. When I do this experiment, I do tend to like to have it, first of all, measuring in the hot, because if there is going to be any breakage of the seal, it'll be as it warms up. So then as it comes over to here into the cool bath, You'll get this, it'll get better results as the seal holds on tighter. Okay, I will keep letting the data run. However, our experiment has run quite well. Normally I would bring it down to as close to zero as I can. Since I have the probes on the inside, I might pop them in the fridge if I was going to do this for a bit longer. Now, if you do want to do this at home and you're going, gosh, I wish I had an air pressure sensor. Most people do without realizing it. Your mobile phone has wonderful sensors on the inside of it. There is a program called Science Journal by Arduino. It used to be by Google, then Arduino bought it over. That uses the sensors on the inside of your phone. It has things like accelerometers, luxmeter, decibels. One of the things it does have is a pressure sensor, which is sensitive enough that if you hold it up and then put it towards the ground, it'll measure the change of pressure between up here and down there. So again, like this gas pressure sensor, you just need a large enough vessel. Glass is best because the sides won't flex, and you will be able to take wonderful data. So I'll stop now. If you do have any questions or you would like a copy of the dataset, please feel free to contact me on the following email address.